Hello. This is going to be a tutorial for Koan Sound's Eastern Thug. It's not identical to the sound, but it's pretty close. It's definitely usable. It has a nice fatness to it. I'm going to be using it myself, so I don't really want to give it away because I think it's fucking good. But anyway, have a listen. Here it is. Okay, so what you want to do first is get yourself a combinator, whack in a Thor, and initialize it or reset it. And you're pretty much going to do a standard respace. If you don't know how to do that, I'll show you. But it's pretty much just 3 multi-oscillators and you detune them. Right, so the first one's going to be taken down to octave 3. Second, back. The amount's going to be at 31 and it's going to be just random and standard sine wave or sawtooth. Second multi-oscillator will be at octave 2, just down 1, sawtooth, random 2, and the amount will be detuned to 30. The third multi-oscillator will be an interval. It'll be detuned to octave 2 and it will be the third one down, which is I think a sine wave, and the amount will be 14. There's no filters on this. You're going to need an Etch Red for this to work for you. Otherwise, you're pissing in the wind, really. Etch Red, highly recommend it. It's a really good rack extension. It pretty much gives you the same power as what Massa can do these days. Not quite, but you know, it's close enough for what you can do in reason. Anyway, right. Amp amount. You want to have a bit of a womp sound, so don't have your attack too tight. So bring it up to 135, your decay at 4.35, and your amp sustain at 0 all the way up. Don't worry about the mod envelope, you're not going to use it. Chorus, you want a little bit of chorus on it, not too much, just give it a slight little bit of width. That'll really be brought out in the mastering. So just whack the chorus on, leave it as it is, and have it at 11. Right, and that's pretty much it. You go down to your source, you're going to set up a key gate, and this is going to be modulated by the Etch Red. Key gate 100% CV1. That's your source, and that's it for the Thor. Now get yourself a spider CV1. Take the split A out and up to CV1 on the modulation output on the Thor. Okay, now you get yourself a Etch Red. Take split A down to LFO1 retrig, and the second one down to LFO2 retrig. Okay. Obviously, you're going to initialize that or reset the device. Set your filter type to Japan. Have the FM LFO switched over to number 2, and the second filter will be Japan, and switch that to number 1 or leave it as it is. Right, and the frequency section, you're going to modulate LFO1 first. So LFO1 is going to be 22.47, and the frequency is going to be 62% below it. What else? Go down to LFO1 down here. The rate is going to be 1.54. Leave everything else alone. Put the morph up and the phase down. Over here, you're going to have the frequency at 2355.80 hertz. And everything else is going to be left alone. And down here at LFO2, the rate is going to be 0.83 and minus 28%. Morph is at 50% and phase is all the way down. Right, switch to number LFO2. The frequency is 22.47. Leave that alone. The LFO1 is 1.54. LFO modulation is going to be 38%, minus 38%. Phase all the way down, morph all the way up. Okay, the second filter, 22.55 again, 0.80. Oh shit. The whatever that is, the modulation filter frequency is minus 50. LFO2 bit down here is 0.83 again, and leave it alone. And that's pretty much it. There's nothing else to be done on that. Right, I think. Set up a scream, put it to tube, put your damage down to 34. Your param 1 to 107, param 2 to 2.81. Whack on the EQ, a little bit of bass, cut out a little bit of mids and add a little bit of highs, all around about between 5 and 10, whatever you prefer. That's it for that. It's a tube. A little bit of tape saturation, so put the damage to 38 on the tape. P1 all the way up, P2 at 2.44. That's it on that. You're going to have an EQ that you're going to modulate. So just put on a normal EQ. You want to cut out a notch for your snare. So at around about 200, take down about 5 decibels and a Q of about 12. For Am 2, this is what you're gonna modulate. It's gonna be 1.62 for the frequency, down all the way, and leave the Q. So you go up to your matrix. Yeah, you go up to your matrix and what the fuck? Yeah, Etch Red. Here you go. No. Auto EQ. Here we go. You go to param 2, your frequency, and that is, you're going to right click on that and you're going to automate that. Okay. So over here we have the automation. I'm just going to show you this. You can copy it. I'm not going to try and explain it because I haven't really got a clue what it did, but I got it as close to as possible. It is. That's your womp sound, so that's a womp, and it's going to cut off quickly at the end. It's also a slight. There's a swing to it as well. So don't have your automation bang on you want them just slightly after. So there's a slight swing to it. That's basically that's Koan Sound's vibe. It's that swing. It's like it comes from the MP60 sort of vibe to it, isn't it? It's all a bit delayed. Right, back to So you want another EQ. This is just going to add a little bit of mids and a little bit of high, a bit of sparkle. You want your mids around 5, 4, 3. Take it up about 3 decibels and a Q of about 1.7. That's just going to give you, because you're cutting in the first EQ, you're cutting where you're going to filter, you're cutting around there, so it's going to make it a little bit thin. Even though that's going to give you the womp sound, but you need some more mids back in there. Right. Param 2, around about 10k. Whack it up about 5 decibels and have a Q about, just leave the Q. That's just going to give it a sparkle. And I don't know why I did this EQ, but when it did, it just sounds better with it on or off. But that's frequency you want to cut a little bit of, just before where you have your sparkle, you want to cut a bit of there because it's quite sharp. So filter 96 and take it down about 18 decibels and put on B. You want frequency at 66 and add 22 decibels. Right. Put on just a short room delay, the K51, all the way down on the HF and minus 24 decibels, and just use shift and take it down to 1. You just want a bare minimum of room reverb. Okay, and just a normal compressor, threshold 12, up to 16. Seems a lot, but it does the trick. Attack, leave alone, release all the way down. Put on a maximizer, gain all the way up, limiter on. Soft clip, gain to 2.6 and soft clip amount 7.8, and then a bit of side chaining. Have your side chain quite intense. You want that. You want to really have this pumping. So threshold down about 30, up to 16.1. Attack all the way down, so kicks in straight away, and release. Just leave as it is, and whack that gain up loud. So 10. You don't really need to do that. You can do it in the volume, and that's it. That's pretty much it. There's nothing else really to it. And then I went back and I actually automated this filter here as well. So set up one in the matrix over here. Went on to my Thor and set up filter 3 frequency there, and I automated that. And I automated that similar, if not the same. And that just accentuates it a little bit more. That actually, you do need to do that to make this sound really work. So have a look at that and copy that, and that should be it. That's your Koan Sound Eastern Thug bass. Well, close to it. You should be able to use that in a track. I'm sure that will really fatten up the bass sounds. Also, I've got an EP coming out pretty soon. I've got a free download of the lead track. It's called Can't Bring Me Down. I'll leave the link in the description for that. I will be doing lots more tutorials in the future. There will be one on mastering and EQing. I'm going to do one on the drums in this as well within the next couple of days. So subscribe and like the Facebook. Keep up to date with what's going on. And there'll be a few more free tracks, downloads, blah, 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 blah. Right, hope this helps you. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
I'm here to win. I'm here to win. We kick the doors in. We kick the doors in. I'm here to win. We kick the doors in. We kick the doors in.